All right, Comics Plus. What is going on here, Akasan? Yeah. I hope you guys can hear me okay. We are about to start recording here for Chainsaw Man. Oh, by the way, this is Kaylee.
Hi.
Hi. She's like, hi. So, we're about to start recording here, but I just wanted to go ahead and get this. Oh, and also, most importantly, you might be wondering what's going on here. We have a very simple Xmas Bonin Kai end of the year party going on. It might be streamed on Twitch, so if you're not familiar, check out my Twitch, aka SAN_plays, aka SAN _ Akasun plays. Okay, so check that out. We're moving on because this is just breaking news as James Gunn has officially laid down the hammer, and a lot of people are not going to like this, or some people are not going to like this. A lot of people are, and a good amount of people are not going to care either way because they don't really care, or they haven't cared about DC movies in quite some time. Have you seen Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen Man of Steel.
Okay. So to get you up to date, because at this point it doesn't even matter anymore. You said the last movie you haven't seen was the Batman, right? I'm sorry, Black Adam, right?
Yeah, Black Adam.
Okay. So I'm gonna spoil Black Adam for you because at this point it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
At this point. Okay. Oh, you already know what happened?
No, don't know. I don't know what happens, but I heard it flopped really hard.
Yeah, this is true. And so it's been a lot of drama recently. And at the end of the day, the only thing that people were talking about was the fact that The Rock confronts Amanda Waller. You're familiar with?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah.
We've been collaborating for a while. I don't know. Yeah. You know what? In fact, let me bring down that party thing real quick just so people can see. There you go. That's not it.
Yeah, I was about to say
The media file is not it. Okay, there we go. All right. So, anyways, Black Adam. At the end of Black Adam, in short, he threatens Amanda Waller. So things blows up, and out of the smoke comes Henry Cavill as Superman, right here, coming back, and he's like, it's been a while since the entire world has feared something like this. And he's like, Black Adam, we need to talk. So then everybody thinks Henry Cavill is officially back.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's thinking. And then even Henry Cavill is making an announcement. He's like, yeah, I'm so glad. I'm happy to be back. Blah, 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 blah. That is not correct. That is not correct. Unfortunately, this comes at a time where DC is having an overhaul. I don't know if you heard, James Gunn
Yeah.
took over.
Oh, he took over. Okay.
So James Gunn is essentially leaving Marvel and he's taking over DC. And he's submitted an entirely new plan, which basically seems like they're throwing out the entire baby with the bathwater. Some people, a particular group, still wants the remains of an old universe to stick around and then build on top of that. But most people with any sort of rational thought process, knew that we weren't going to take the old, that James Gunn was going to take the new. In short, about 35 minutes ago, James Gunn has laid down the law here, and he basically has says, and I'm going to go ahead and just read this off for you guys here. All right. Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the year. Among those on the slate is Superman. Look, I've never seen Twitter like going such retweets like this.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like these live retweets, because this is huge news. So this is the big thing, guys. And I'm gonna retweet it too. All right. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life. So the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. So unfortunately, it appears, boom, wow, that's, yeah. Is that going to be in the new DC? It appears that it looks like Henry Cavill's time is over now as Superman. He came back and all that. James Gunn continues to say that we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. Okay, so that basically says, and then let me go ahead. Henry has also spoken out as well. So I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, this is crazy, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember, Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed. Wow, this is so sad.
Yeah.
Right? But what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all. Onwards and upwards. Jesus.
I mean, I understand why he's upset.
I mean,
I thought for a while he didn't want to be Superman.
no, he's always wanted to be Superman, but they shelved him for the longest time. And unfortunately, he as Superman hadn't been the greatest start to begin with.
I think that's the issue. Like Henry Cavill would have been he's a fantastic Superman in my opinion.
I think he looks, I think he looks like I just don't think he ever had the greatest material to work with, and that's the biggest problem because honestly speaking, we would not. This microphone is just crazy floating.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna have to get we'll figure it out later, guys. We'll figure it out. Maybe James Gunn can pay for a new microphone.
The microphone has a mind of its own.
No, it's like, okay, what if I just speak louder and then there you go. That's fine. And then move the camera here. It's just it's like you're just literally a microphone head. It's terrible, man.
It's okay.
It's terrible. No, I got it. Okay. There you go. All right, I'll just speak louder. So there you go.
Okay.
So I'll just we'll just talk like that. Anyways, no, I think Henry was great. I think he was good. I think he had the look. I just think the material and the direction that they gave him, starting off with Man of Steel, he just came out really wooden and kind of boring and kind of moody the entire time. And unfortunately, this is an old story now, but it's just his outing was not the greatest. It started shaking.
Yeah. I did hear though, because with Henry Cavill's Man of Steel, because Henry Cavill is a great actor, in my opinion.
Okay.
He is pretty good. I've seen him in The Witcher. He's really good.
Yeah.
And they were really trying to make Man of Steel seem more like Christian Bale's Batman a little bit.
I think that's fair.
With the darkness and here's the struggles of being Superman.
I don't know if I need to be a hero. I need to be a Superman or something. I get it. I totally get it. I mean, Christopher Nolan was on that project, so yeah.
So I think they were really trying to replicate that with the Superman for Man of Steel, but that's just not. It just didn't work, And
interesting. Okay.
I feel like they could have really expanded those struggles, but they didn't have to do it in that dark tone, kind of similar to Christian Nolan's Batman.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, Christopher Nolan.
Christian Bale's or Christopher Nolan's
yeah.
Batman. Well, I mean, it unfortunately it was always rocky. And people are gonna hate me for this, but I still think honestly Henry's best Superman was the theatrical version of Justice League, because we finally got the kind of more inspiring, bright Superman. And regardless of whatever Zack Snyder's plans were, he wanted to do this 5-arc thing, where we would finally get the Superman we know of in 5 movies, regardless of that plan, the reality is that not everybody has that time and years to sit through something and patience to sit through this reinvention to get to that point that is familiar, where you can't really deconstruct heroes if you haven't constructed them to begin with. So unfortunately, it's sad. It's bittersweet because I like what they were doing with Henry's Superman, but I also understand that there's just way too much baggage with this broken DC universe right now. So
well, with the DC universe, I feel like it's been a lot of, like you said, impatience, and impatience just breeds disappointment, like breeds like these bombing like movies.
Yeah.
Whereas like the first phase for like Marvel, I mean, yeah, like there were some movies that were good, maybe some movies that weren't great, but they had a plan, you know?
Yeah.
They had a plan, get to the Avengers, but they constructed it in a way where it was like careful, there was like detailed. Here, it was just very.
I mean, and then those movies were a success.
Yeah, and then
for
they
the
were,
most part.
Yeah.
And there was like literally no controversy around them.
Yeah.
You know, building up to the Avengers movie, the only big controversy that in doubt was the fact that Josh Whedon had never directed a movie before, and they were like, can they really balance all these guys? And obviously it worked out great, but you know, the solo movies themselves, Captain America, people loved it. Iron Man, people loved it. Thor, people were like, okay, cool, all right. I mean, but they didn't like, you know, oh my God, Thor, this is a terrible movie. They were just like, oh, okay, it's all right, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. But, oh well. Yeah. It's sad, guys. But at the same time, to me, it's 100% understandable that they cannot bring back Henry and then not bring back other people, and then not bring back essentially the Snyder universe, or build upon a foundation that has been crumbling from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's been like a shaky, rickety sort of foundation that it's almost better just to throw out the baby with the bathwater, essentially.
I mean, like, not to get like so biblical, it's like, you know, like Noah's Ark, it's like just make the flood and then just like restart again, you know?
It's Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's Ragnarok.
This is Ragnarok. There are no survivors in this one.
Oh my God, that's so true.
You know, you can't pick and choose here, because you're never gonna, and I think that's the reality, guys, is yes, I've been seeing it, guys. I've been seeing it ever since James Gunn came back on board. People are like, look, restore the Snyderverse, restore this part. No, you know what? Keep Henry, but everybody else is gone. Ezra Miller's gone with his legal problems, you know.
Yeah.
Gal is gone, all that. You can't pick and choose, because you're never going to have the entire people, anybody. You're not going to make people happy. I think this is the lesser of all evils, essentially, is just clean slate and restart. Bring back Henry as something else. Maybe Henry eventually will be Earth 2 type of an older Superman he could play when they do a multiverse type of deal. Maybe they'll bring him back later. Maybe
they'll do like I remember there was like one series with Superman where it's like he had like clones of himself after he died.
Oh yeah, right. It was the Reign of Superman.
Yeah, the Reign of Superman, that one. Yeah.
I don't know, guys, but I think for the most part, it sucks, but at least WB looks like they're taking charge. At least. That's the main thing. Yeah. Literally in October, another heads of people, Warner Brothers, told Henry he's coming back, which was probably The Rock's people, to be honest. The Rock and the whole Black Adam universe that The Rock was trying to do. If you guys actually went out and supported The Rock, the Black Adam movie, maybe there would be more leverage to keep him around, but... you know,
and there's some people who like the movie, which is great. You know?
But I think the majority of people like the movie, but they wouldn't say they loved it, and they wouldn't say it was game changing. You know, they wouldn't say that they want an entire universe revolving around Black Adam. Like, it's like, nah.
So it's really funny is like with the Marvel universe, I can like rewatch some of the movies again because of like what they've built. Which DC movies do you think you could rewatch again?
Suicide Squad. That's about Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad or Suicide Squad?
Actually, both.
Okay.
I could probably speed through Suicide Squad just because I actually like what was in some of their, like, I liked what they were doing. It was chaotic. It wasn't a great movie, but it was kind of chaotic, and it was it was entertaining of that world. And The Suicide Squad I thought was really good, actually. And that's about,
you're like that.
That's about it, honestly. Like, but to be fair, there's not a lot of Marvel movies that I could rewatch over and over again. I got Disney Plus, and I rarely watch some of those movies. So, you know,
like me and my dad will sometimes.
Aquaman, maybe,
them, So Aquaman definitely for me. Wonder Woman, of course. Not the second one, the first one was really good. The Suicide Squad, I wasn't a huge fan of the like Suicide Squad, like the first one. And maybe Justice League, but the extended version, you know.
Oh, you're talking about the Zack Snyder.
Yeah, the Zack Snyder version. I could probably rewatch that because it's basically like just Lord of the Rings and like length of like.
No, you're right. You're definitely right there. Like, I've only seen the Snyder Cut once, but if I ever watched it again, it would have to be within like intervals of like, okay, day one, I'll watch this part of it, you know?
Me and my friend did that with Lord of the Rings. It's like with the movies, the extended versions, like 1 week, first half of the movie, next week, second half of the first movie.
Definitely not straight through. Anyways, guys, Red Dreaded Nation, we got to get to recording Chainsaw Man, but Red Dreaded Nation, stand up, speak up. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this. It's kind of a sad day, but the most important thing, as real DC fans, I implore upon you, do not take your frustrations out on James Gunn, on the people at WB, at Warner Brothers. You were never going to get Henry Cavill back, and even if you did, coming back, what universe, what world? It seems like it was just going to be under The Rock's rule, $7 studio, whatever, which never really had that much of a plan to begin with. So, I mean, I think that's the real reality of things, is you got to put yourself in James Gunn's shoes and be like, why would you bring all this baggage in, you know? So, and let's not delude ourselves with thinking that the Snyderverse was a financial hit, which it wasn't, you know? So, that's that. Guys, let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.